girls. Today I have another wonderful team here with me. I got the beautiful CarMia. How y'all doing today?
We're doing well.
Thank you for coming out to the Funky J Cafe.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
No problem whatsoever. So I'm going to just go right into it. I'm going to let my guests know these are some beautiful songsters. They sing beautifully. But I want y'all to be able to explain yourselves. So,
okay. So to tell you who we are.
Yeah.
So, we are CarMia. I'm Cara. And I'm Mia.
And y'all are twins, right?
Yes. We are identical twins. We try to do our different things. We have our different styles.
Absolutely.
So we're they probably don't believe us, but we really are.
I can see it.
We're Atlanta based, and we call ourselves praise and worship leaders. We sing praise and worship music, and right now we're working on our EP project. Yes. So it'll be our first not a solo project or a what do you call it, like those beginning projects, but it is our beginning. It's not a blueprint. Yeah, it's our blueprint. Right. So that we could get picked up by somebody. Yeah.
It's on the way. It's on the way.
It's on the way. Right. We've been singing together really pretty much our whole lives. Kind of did some group singing, college, even after college, and then kind of probably within the last few years, recommended by friends, like, why aren't y'all singing together? Okay. And so we're like, you know what? You know something there, like why not? So what a novel idea. And so we started getting together with CarMia for like 3 years ago.
Okay. Did y'all go to college together as well?
Yes.
Oh, y'all just been together. All y'all like from the womb to the tomb. That's cool. That's cool. So what's it like being twins? Do y'all have that twinsy, as they call it? Like if you break your leg, she feels the pain? Is that true?
Let me try breaking hers and see if I But no, we actually, it's so funny that we've talked about this with our friends and stuff. We don't feel anything like that.
Okay.
And, we talk alike sometimes, and we're both teachers, so that's so funny. If I ever visit her classroom, her students are like, "Oh my God, you sound just alike," and like mannerisms too. They get really tripped up. One time I visited her class, a student started crying. And I was like, "Is he okay?" I just can't believe it. You guys are so much alike.
Really?
Like, and we don't see it like that. Like I thought it was losing its mind.
Because you're used to it.
Yeah. The only weird thing that happened with us is when we were pregnant. We both have daughters.
Okay.
Our hormones. The doctor said our hormones read each other. Kind of like when you're in college and you got if you're living with a female roommate.
The cycles.
Yeah. Well, even though we weren't living together, we were both married at the time. She gained weight. And her hair grew in the stomach area. No. Oh yeah, my hair grew the longest it's ever been in my life, and I was like, I'm not pregnant. They were like, you sure? I'm sure.
That's neat.
So that was fine. And then when I lost my weight after my pregnancy. 2 years later. Yeah.
Same thing. Wow. Yeah. I was reading where T and Tamara, they were talking about their sons are
siblings. Right.
That's really neat how that works. So you're like both mothers of each other's
We didn't
children.
know. We call them, because we kind of raised them together a little bit in their early years, and we called them Cisco's cousin sisters, or sister cousins. And I told my daughter just the other day, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I got to tell you something. You're really," her daughter's Layla. I said, "You're really Layla's sister," and she was like, "No, we're cousins." And all this time we've been like putting in her head, "You're cousins," and now I'm telling her that you're sister. Let me tell you what, on that same article, because I read it too. Okay. The same thing, somebody commented and said, well, even though you have the same DNA as identical twins, as you grow older, your bodies adapt to whatever environment or whatever you're in, and so you're no longer, your DNA is no longer the same. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm gonna have to research it. Like, so my DNA changed?
You're right, your DNA. So
I've never heard that.
If your DNA,
somebody commented, I was like, oh.
See, people on the internet just be saying.
Right, and then people listen to anybody on the internet. No, I just read the comments. I'm not saying it's gospel. I'm just saying, that made sense. You adapt. You become adapted to whatever. Chameleon. I mean, I'm just saying. Based on environment. No, based on environment and situations, so that you become adaptive, and so you're no longer like a part of each other's.
Well, that's. I can understand adapting to your environment and becoming.
How does your DNA change?
That doesn't make sense.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm an English teacher. I don't know.
Okay. And what subject do you teach?
English. I'm gonna say, can you guess? I was first. Ask her what grade level she teaches. 9th grade.
Ooh.
9th grade.
Are you serious?
I
Are y'all
was
in the same
first.
school?
No.
Okay.
Same school district, but
Same
not
school
same
district.
school.
Wow, that's neat though. But what is it like nowadays with these young kids? Because I mean, just walking down the street, I get nervous when there's a group of them.
Ooh.
What is it like actually going into a classroom and getting their attention and making them respect you?
My situation is very different. I'm at a charter school full of gifted students.
Okay.
Where we don't even have a discipline problem. So mine's a little bit different. My students are more entitled. Really, I'm not even playing.
Are they?
Where they try to question you and question the content and question everything. So my situation is different. So I'll let her. She's at a traditional high school. So I'll let her.
I would just say, kids know who to act up with.
Really?
They know. You know, you remember when you're in school, you have those, you know, not to be, you know, but the older teacher who's going to be the glasses on the face and pointing, you sit down, Johnny, you know, whatever. Or the teacher like me who's a little on the cool side, you know, and I'm like, hey, come on in, have a seat, let's do this, you know, and you make kids feel, I treat them how I want to be treated.
Okay.
And so I don't really have problems with kids.
Cool.
I do know there are teachers who do have problems, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever really have the problem that some others have. And I could be just real laid back, I don't know.
Okay. So it really is just the teaching style. It's not so much the child.
And like the way, like, I don't want to talk about it too much because that makes August come sooner. But
We do have to go back to work.
in a few weeks. But it really, you start off with laying the foundation immediately, and as soon as you let up, then they let up too. So they're kids, no matter how old they are.
Yes.
And the older I get, the younger to me they seem to be. So I'm like, you know what?
And one of my goals with my students is
adult,
to always
respect.
be a model for them too.
Mhm.
So how I dress, how I speak. They're like, you don't talk like that in real life. I'm like, I do. But I do switch it up when I'm with my friends. So I'll be like, girl, I'll tell them, I say, yeah, you can code switch. I say, but there's a decorum for different situations,
right.
you know, for
Just
appropriate.
like when you dress, certain things for church versus when you're going out.
That's true.
And I don't try to make my subject more important than any other subject. You know, I teach English, so it is important.
Language is
keep
very
in mind.
important. Yeah.
But I try to make it practical for them. I'm like, you're gonna need this in life. You know, the habits that you form, stuff like that. So I agree with you. The kids these days are a little different now.
Mhm.
They're a little different. But they're also smarter, I would say. They're learning things quicker.
I agree with that,
They
yeah.
pick up on things.
Technology.
They'll catch you. Oh yeah. Telling me how to do stuff. They're like, that's not how you do it. I'm like, well, show me. You're right. I'm a little old. So.
Well, I do know nowadays I've read where a child born today is 10 years more advanced
Wow.
than we are.
I would agree.
That is amazing.
But I also think we're more lazy because
Now-
we don't have to work. Things are done for us.
You mean
Yes.
us or the kids?
The generation.
Oh, okay.
Because
Society.
I recently tried to do some research with them,
Okay.
and I was like, all right, all my students get laptops. I was like, we're gonna leave the laptops in the room. We're going to the media center. We're gonna use books, and they were like,
What? A book?
so where's the control F? Like, how do I find what I'm looking for? It's called a glossary or index or table of content. Like it was a struggle. Like it literally took forever for them to break out of the mode of typing rather than actual researching and looking up. They got it eventually. Like I said, they are bright, but it was resistance like for days. Like I don't want to do this. This is too much. I don't want to. I'm like, you gonna do it if you want to get the grade, you know. So and they do want to get the grade. So
Well, just like writing alone, it's about to be played out. You know, I remember sitting with my grandmother, my father. We had to write our letters legibly. Now it's just
don't even look at that paper I signed a few minutes ago because you probably wouldn't understand. What I would. But I told my kids, I was like, if you have bad handwriting, then type it. To me, it's not that big of a deal because in life, you know, most things are done on the computer, emails, and anyway, just type it up. If your handwriting looks like hieroglyphics, and do it.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Well, thank y'all for all that y'all do with these children.
We love the kids.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring. My heart is falling pieces.
So let's talk more about the mission. How long have y'all? Was you raised in the church? Was you raised with the faith? Or is it something you walked into?
Yeah,
Raised.
raised with
Okay.
it. However, you know, you get to a point in your life where you
question
question some things, and I think God has to bring you through something for you to turn around and be like, oh, I'm so glad I have something to fall back on, and something to hold on to.
Right.
It's the same thing I tell my students sometimes. If you hadn't gone through anything yet, then keep on living.
Yes.
As you will.
Yes.
I think our point of reckoning, one of our points of reckoning came in college. We grew up in an Adventist church. So then in college we were exposed to all types of religions and beliefs, and the predominant one there was coaching, like Church of God in Christ. And the first time we saw people speaking in tongues, or we saw people, being, laid hands on, or whatever, but that we weren't familiar with that. And then we realized, I was like, there's so much more out there. God is a big God, so to just box him in and think he's one way, it allowed us to see there's so many facets to God. And so now even with the ministry, that's what we believe, there's so many facets to him. We want to appeal to everybody, kids, older people, single people like us, women divorced, whatever, people with kids, appeal to anybody who's going through anything, if you haven't, you will. Keep on living. But yeah, that's how I know.
You're right.
So that's
that's good.
Growing up in it, but then you get to a point
It
where you
transitions.
realize
And it becomes more real for you when you've had to experience some things, right?
Oh, well, I know how that is. I know exactly how that is. And one model that I always tell people is, when I was born, God planted a seed in me. So as I grow, it grows. So anything I do wrong, it ticks. Because I was always curious of different religions. I was brought up non-denomination. So we had the free will to learn for ourselves. And I was like, there's so many different religions, there's so many different beliefs, there's so many different rules or titles. So what I had started doing, yes. So what I had started doing was paying attention to myself and growing. He walked me to the right path. So that's why I was asking you, is it something, because we could be brought up a certain way, but experiences, like you said, in life can transition you or send you down a different path. So that's good to hear. It's good to know.
You're glad you have that to hold on to, because especially nowadays, I don't know how people don't have, that higher power of God to hold on to, or to claim and say, oh, that's what I can go to when I have trouble, or it's great, stuff is going on, but we do, so yeah.
It's the foundation, it's the roots. You gotta have your roots, right?
We can just tell somebody about it.
Yeah, anybody. Yeah, talk about them all day. Talk about them all day now.
I know.
That's my best friend. We ball together.
And it wasn't hard.
Ooh, baby, please. But I'm very glad to know that. Have y'all been singing in the church all y'all lives, or is it something that y'all just kind of
pretty much?
Really?
We have pictures from children's choir,
okay.
little robes or little.
There was a tape.
Oh,
And for those of you who don't know what that is,
cassette tape.
where you roll it, right.
Rewind.
The tape of us at 3
Okay.
singing a little song, "Come This Far by Faith" or something like that. That my grandmother recorded of us, and we sounded like little chipmunks, but it was hilarious. But it was us singing, and I was like, wow. So from that, we realized we've been singing for a while. I know my mother used to go to choir rehearsals, and she would sit us there on the front row, sit right there.
Don't say nothing.
Right.
don't move.
And we would, and I think in the interim we're picking up stuff.
Okay.
And one day we're singing. I don't know what age we were then, but we had to be fairly young. And one of us went off on another note and started singing another note, and she was like,
Are you guys so
harmonizing? Are you harmonizing? We were like, we didn't know what that was. We were not singing. And she was like, oh my God. So it's like, she told us, she's like, y'all are just like, it just happened.
So what is y'all's favorite song?
I don't know, favorite song.
Let me ask you this, what song do y'all like to sing together? That one song when y'all braid each other's hair. Y'all know there's one out there.
Well, okay, I'm gonna say we've been writing lately.
Okay.
So we wrote this song called Beloved. And I'm gonna have to say that's been my favorite right now.
Okay.
And it comes from a text in 1 John. And that's what CarMia means, as a matter of fact.
Is it?
It means
Okay.
beloved.
in Italian?
In Italian.
CarMia.
So it's supposed
CarMia.
CaraMia.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
You're supposed to do CarMia. But we ain't Italian or nothing, so CarMia. So the text says, beloved, now we call the sons and daughters sons of God, we say daughters of God.
Okay.
And it doesn't yet appear what we're going to be. but when we see him, we're going to be like him, and we're going to see him as he is. So we come up with the words from that text and that song. Love it.
Well, do y'all mind seeing a couple bars later?
Yeah, we don't.
Me and my guests.
All right.
Well, as far as your music, who all have you worked with? What are y'all doing to push this wonderful,
Okay,
beautiful
so
situation?
I'll start all the way back. I'll
Okay.
start all the way back from college. And again,
where did we go to college?
we went to the illustrious
Florida A&M.
Florida A&M University on the highest of seven hills.
Oh,
In Tallahassee, Florida.
We say strike, and strike again.
I think we in church.
right. So fam, you ain't all,
You don't appreciate it till you leave.
I was at Alabama State, but
Okay.
You know,
okay.
even though we're all rivals, we all love each other.
Yeah, of
We were
course,
like,
yeah.
hey.
I'm a tailgater.
Okay.
Never went to a game, but I was always there.
Right.
I
You didn't even go to the game.
When
Just
we
right
went
out
to
the
the
door.
game, we looked forward to the band. It wasn't like we were watching.
Yeah, just the bands
We were watching the
now.
team. Nobody.
That's why Battle of the Bands is still just one of the best things out there.
Right, because nobody really watches the game. So.
Yeah, I know. I
But
do.
anyway,
The
so
black
my college
college
experience. Okay, so when we were in college, we were in the gospel choir
Okay.
in college, and so we worked with, starting back even from Kurt Carr. We didn't necessarily work with him, but I think we opened or something for and something he did. John P. Key, we actually got to speak to him, and he gave us some kind of good advice.
We were in it for him.
Yeah, we
with
opened up
Strength recording back in the 90s.
when he did it in Atlanta. But he talked to us, and we were part of a girl group at the time, and he said, "Y'all are great. I would love to, but girl groups don't last." So
I'll never forget.
hands
that.
off. I'm not even gonna touch it.
We love the Clark
Wow.
sisters. So the
Yeah.
Clark sisters recorded with the choir
Yeah,
in 95.
Okay.
So we kind of patterned a little bit of some of our sound after them.
Ooh,
Feel
let's say
it.
95. That was a long time ago.
Oh,
We were
just
just
12.
12.
Folks gonna try to add up and try
We
to
were
figure
just
out
12 in college.
Yeah, we
so.
were like prodigies. Yeah.
I was sitting there thinking like, what?
We were 12. But yeah, they did a recording with the choir, and so those sisters were some of the people we emulated. We loved the Clark sisters. And so that was also like, oh.
And
Yes.
Donald Lawrence was working with them at the time, and so we got a chance to have exposure with him. We did Bobby Jones gospel
Okay.
a couple
Appeared on
times,
there a few times.
few times.
We
kinda
got a
back
chance to
back.
sing behind Karen Clark chair. So
Yeah.
it was just, we've been in the company of plenty of people. But I think even at that time, when we thought it was time, it wasn't really time. God had to take us through some things. So it wasn't until now that we're well past 12.
Well past.
We're well past 12.
16.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You know, it's a few years later. We realize now that God has something for us with the two of us. So
Everything
Yeah.
in divine order.
and now we're working with a few producers
Okay.
locally, and then we went to Nashville actually this past weekend, and a producer named Roger Ryan, who's worked with Yolanda Adams and CeCe Winans, and I'm like, ooh, and now you're working with CarMia?
Okay.
We'll take it.
So our goal is to have our EP out the first quarter, somewhere in the first quarter next year.
Good,
So
congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll all be done.
They will be. It will be.
Yes.
It'll be done in just in time for what it needs to be done for. Now, speaking of that, with the industry, how do y'all feel about? Okay, with gospel music, it kind of has that stigma where it has to be on a certain road. When you hit fame, where do y'all want to take it if you were asked to do a crossover with, let's say, T.I.? How do y'all feel about those type of situations?
Let me tell you about us. We're so crazy. We're crazy. It's funny that you ask, because when we were in college, we had an opportunity like that.
Okay.
But we were so extra holy
And deep. We were so
and deep. And holy in a sarcastic kind of way. Like
Okay.
over the top.
Over the top.
Like-
You ever heard of the phrase, "You're so heavenly minded, you're no earthly good"?
Yes.
That was us.
Oh, that was y'all?
Mhm.
Okay.
So we
We were
got a
like
call.
in the clouds
We were
or
working with a girl group at the time named One Accord. And we got a call from, it was Warner Brothers Records or something around that time. I think it was Warner Brothers, something with Warner Brothers. And they wanted to sign us. But because they had secular artists on the label, we're like, oh, we don't do that. We can't. What? Oh my God. No way.
Where's my Bible?
We can do that. And what? Ain't nothing happened. Ain't nothing ever happened after that. Ain't nobody called no more. Ain't nobody called.
Really?
No more. But again, everything have happens for a reason. Now, you mentioned TI. That probably wouldn't work with the kind of music that we're doing
because we're more praise and worship.
Right. But you're right, the industry does change, and I believe everybody needs to hear the word. So whatever opportunity comes, we'll be there to get it.
You heard them. We love opportunity.
Y'all are wonderful.
You know, we probably won't be doing his style and nothing like that, or
Of course.
or nothing like that. But hey, let's see what God has for us.
That's right. Because I'm like, even like when the Clark sisters they had such bad publicity just for the outfits that they wore, for an example. When really it wasn't Mary. I said Clark sisters. I meant Mary. Excuse me. But it wasn't even that bad. It was more of like what's going on today, still with class. But that's why I wanted to ask, because it still has that Bible thumping belt,
Right.
And even though we have to grow with the times and what's changing, it's not really taken away from your faith or your belief.
Right.
But do you think,
reach?
the community will be like, okay, they started off this way and now they're just here and they just forgot all about, or they don't have that same faith, even though you do.
It'll
Girl,
always
people
be.
talked about me when I went natural. So it's gonna always be, right?
Always
Why
talk about
you're
that.
anxious, girl, you don't. But you natural?
Yeah, 3 years. 3 years natural.
I'm gonna have to get with you.
I'm not.
My point behind that is no matter what you do, somebody's gonna have something to say about it. And as long as I believe, again, with the staying grounded and staying true to who we are and what we believe, we'll be fine. And I know, that's speaking before something actually happens, but I believe that we've come across so much at this point, because we're almost, literally, we ain't 16 for real. I know y'all probably thought we were. We're older. We've come across quite a few things, and people will talk. Recently we had a concert at our church. It was an evening concert. It was benefit to raise money for our project. We had a lot of friends and family come out, and we wore dresses that were strapless. My sister had on really nice red lipstick.
Yeah.
And it was a
Jezebel.
problem.
Oh,
It was
boy.
a problem with a few people. And sometimes you just gotta let it roll off, because I know what's in my heart.
I did blot it because I don't want to offend the folks. I was like, I got to say this.
No, you did. And people were like, it looks so good. And she was like, no, they said something. We were like, it's okay. It's okay. And God knows our heart. And ultimately, that's who I'm trying to please.
That's
and
right.
that's where can't nobody have no hell or heaven to put me in, and nobody died and rose on the third day.
Okay.
As far as I know,
Yeah.
except my Lord and Savior, and that's who, as far as I'm concerned, who I have to answer to.
You said y'all was getting people to tie it into your foundation. How can you let my guests know? Can they do that?
Yes.
Okay, so we still have the GoFundMe account.
GoFundMe account, okay.
So people my sisters can't stand that, but
I know, because people overuse it, and I know when I see someone post a GoFundMe, I'm like, doop, I move right on to something else, because I
I'm a
can't
little sensitive.
handle
I'm
it.
like, oh, what do they need? Okay.
And I'm like,
And
I
I'll
can't
donate on
even
behalf
look.
of CarMia. But ours is GoFundMe. They've now created it just for us. So we have the GoFundMe /CarMia.
Okay.
So if you just do GoFundMe /CarMia, you can contribute.
That's CARAMIA.
CarMia, right? So you can donate that way.
Okay.
We had a goal of about 3,000. I think we're 1,800 short. So we're almost there.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I got like $2 or $3 I can put towards that.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
All right. A little soft,
Yeah, that's fine. So that's a way to contribute, and we're just using it as we get it to be able to pay for some of these trips and projects and recordings and studios, because they're not cheap.
No, they're not. They're not. And you have to build before, the money actually comes flowing in. You got to put so much out before you can get it back.
Right.
We try to tell people, like, we're not there yet.
Right.
We're just teachers.
On a teacher's salary.
Right, a
Yeah.
teacher's salary. Remember that.
Help us all.
In Georgia.
Once a month.
One's Jesus, y'all better go ahead on the prayer. And now in that case, I do pray for August.
I would look forward to another check coming in.
Yes, I don't blame you. I can understand that. And where else can they find you? What is your Facebook, your Instagram? Are y'all on Instagram?
Yes.
Do y'all tweet and all that?
Well,
Go ahead, I'll let her explain.
Yeah,
that's
So,
okay.
all right, so the Twitter is there. We don't really use it, so don't go that way. But we're on Instagram at CarMia_music.
Okay.
So at CarMia_music. Follow us. Follow. All right, we're Facebook /CarMia, and then we're also on YouTube,
Okay.
and it's YouTube /CarMia1, the number 1.
Okay. And I will have all the information streaming through the videos like I do on my other ones so you can connect with these wonderful women.
Yes. Connect with us.
Yes. Well, I have one segment that I would like to share with you guys.
Okay.
It is called Word from Word. I'm
Okay.
going to ask you one word, and the first word that comes to your mind, whoever wants to answer, whoever comes first, or if y'all want to choose it. Yeah. Right. Nothing serious, nothing too heavy.
Okay.
Just want to get, a little deeper. All right, so
Wait,
first.
let me get ready.
Okay.
Wait, me too. Hold on.
Get ready,
Don't drink my tea too.
You might reveal something.
Y'all are something
Be like,
else.
she ain't even ask her that. And she's going, oh,
I was just thinking about it. I'm sorry. It's been a long time. Okay.
I'm not touching that one. I'm not.
Okay.
Y'all are something. Okay, well the first one's pretty obvious, but music.
Gospel.
Singing.
It's a little late.
Are you trying to be competitive right now? I just want to
Right.
be sure so you can know. I can
You
take
see
score.
You see one answer? Oh, okay.
Both of y'all, hey, we can do this however y'all want to do it.
Okay. How would you like? Would you like for both to answer? Just
Yeah,
whoever
hey.
answers first? Okay. I may not have one on one time, but remember when I did have one.
All right, we good with that. Okay, black.
Why? Because we have a really good reason.
Okay.
Favorite colors are
Black and white. We really got cars.
Well, that's perfect.
Black and white cars. I just recently bought a white car though. Mine was black, so you gotta probably get a black one next go round.
Yeah.
Ebony and I agree. That's
The
what
concert, we
do.
wore black and white. Oh, black and white.
It's our favorite. It's our favorite. I would have said white too.
So perfect, D. Okay.
you go.
Spirituality.
Faith.
That's a good one. Do you want to go with that one? You want to say anything?
No, she's alright. Okay.
You-
I've answered too, so I'm gonna just be quiet. I'm gonna
Jealousy.
sit while y'all gonna sit this thing. Okay, wait, she said one.
Jealousy. She looking at you. She giving her the eye.
No, I was about envy, which means the same thing.
Yeah, and I had this
But
conversation with my last guest. We were like, no.
Envy came to my mind because sometimes it is used in the same context, but maybe possibly it's not the same. But
So you wanna go
came
envy?
first? You want envy? I went with envy.
You want to go envy as well? Okay, we're going with envy, y'all.
You go with envy.
Power.
Strength. Money.
Isn't that like a movie? Showtime.
I haven't watched it.
It's a
I've
good
been
show.
tempted though because it's the summer and you want to binge, but I have not. I don't have cable, by the way. I live under a rock.
Okay.
I do not. I have.
And that's why y'all gonna tie into their foundation.
So she could get cable. I actually have an antenna, and I'm very proud of my antenna.
Oh boy.
It's a flat panel.
Hey.
I'm proud of it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you do catch power, it's good.
I have Roku, so I have other things that I'm exposed
Yeah, I know.
to.
You have to give it to your assistant, and then they will let you know when you have
Right.
time. I know that's right, girl. Okay, I lost my train of thought. So
Okay, sorry. I think you said. Did you say power?
I said power.
That's straight. And it was an empire. Showtime. Sorry. Okay.
And we're back. All right, and y'all waiting on me? Oh, okay. I didn't know if y'all said a
I
twin
was telling her
moment.
it was her turn. But I already said one for the power. Okay, then I'll take it. I said money, and then I switched it to Showtime, and then we talked about antennas.
Okay.
Love.
thought of my daughter when you said that.
Oh, there's your
I
answer.
thought of love.
Aw, you're full of love.
I'm full of it.
That is good though.
I have a lot.
How old are y'all daughters?
Mine is 7, almost 8.
Almost.
9, almost 10.
I bet they let y'all know that too, don't they?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're like, I'm 10 and a half. I say, okay, you really passed half, but okay.
They were both born in the fall, so September, October.
Oh,
So
perfect.
mine will be 8 in September.
Okay.
She'll be 10 in October.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, that was it for my word for word. So I
Really?
do appreciate
That was
y'all.
I'm going to try that with my students.
Yeah, there you go.
Before we read a novel, like I just could throw some words
Throw
out.
some words out. Right. Stop
I
trying to
do
make
that.
school fun. Stop trying to make school.
I just want payday.
Hey, we're all learning. We're all learning. Funky J Cafe. I really do appreciate y'all, but I'm not letting y'all leave without singing that song.
Okay, ready?
Alright. So this one is called Give Us This Day. It's like the Lord's Prayer, a different rendition of the Lord's Prayer.
Mm.
All right. Give us this day our daily bread. You said you would supply all our needs according to your riches. I have but to ask, and I shall receive. Ooh, to go from here and share this love. You gave it to me to show someone who's lost and help them find their way. The way to truth and life, so they can be free like me.
Well, that was just wonderful. I am just at awe with you. Wonderful women right now. Yes, yes, yes. And y'all have to come back in 6 months so I can see where y'all are, what y'all doing.
I'll be
You have to
10
see-
pounds lighter.
I better be 10 pounds lighter too.
Girl, we
Sitting
all
here
will
sucking in all day
Right.
long.
We be like, oh, we need some more. It's too much space up here.
Right. Well, I want to thank you, wonderful women, again for coming out to the Funky J. This was a phenomenal interview, and I really, really do appreciate it. And it was just amazing to have you, wonderful women, here.
Oh, thank you.
The Funky J. They are here. So remember, y'all heard that voice. Y'all heard how beautiful it was. So
Thank you.
you will be seeing them really, really soon.
CarMia.
CarMia.
CarMia, y'all. And as I said before, all their information will be displayed throughout the video. So if you want to get in contact with them, if you want to help tie it into their foundation, they will have the information, so you will be able to see that. I want to thank you, boys and girls, for coming out again to the Funky J Cafe and let me be in your wonderful world. And again, thank you, wonderful
Thank
women.
you.
All right.
God bless.
God bless. Mwah. Y'all have a good night.